digital radio, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Donut Bag presented by The Sportscast.
The Donut Bag, hosted by Joey Bag of Donuts. And here's your host, Joey Bag of Donuts.
Hello. Hello. Remember that bit on Seinfeld? Hello. I have my ginger beer to cry into. Dave, I've never had ginger beer. By the way, Dave, if you want to come on. It's just me flying solo tonight. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Donut Bag Podcast, part of the Sportscast Network. It is just me tonight, so this might be short and sweet. And really, what is there to say? The Steelers are the Steelers. Chargers 25, Steelers 10. Let's review. Let's go back a few games. 5 games ago, they beat the Browns 23-9, and the Browns are a joke of a franchise. And those games don't even count because they're an absolute joke. They can't even beat the Jets. The Jets traded all their players. They can't even beat them. Then they play the Bengals on Thursday night and lose 33-31. And the defense was an absolute joke. It could not stop the Bengals. And still, they still almost won that game, but still, the defense basically lost that game. Then on Sunday night, they lose to the Packers at home 35-25. I blame that game on those horrible uniforms. So that's why they lost that game. Then so it looked like the sky was going to fall. And then they and then they were going to play the Colts, and the Colts had like the number 1 offense, and the Steelers defense sucked. So we thought, well, there's no way that the Steelers are going to win this game because the Colts are too good. We know what happened there. Then. So that was last week, and they destroyed the Colts. How can I send this to you? Ooh, my only options are to ban you forever. Okay. So that was last week. We thought, oh, they fixed all their problems. And so they go into San Diego. Just kidding. I know it's Los Angeles. By the way, that SoFi Stadium is gorgeous. Holy crap. That is just from another world or something. And now this wasn't the defense's problem. Now, going into the game, the thought was, well, the Chargers offensive line is in shambles. Their starting tackles are gone. They're down to their 12th string guy. They're pulling middle schoolers out of Los Angeles playgrounds to play tackle for the Chargers. It's a horrible situation. The Steelers defense is going to destroy them. And usually when that happens, the Steelers defense does nothing. This time they actually did well. But it wasn't the defense that was the problem. It was very much the offense. Unbelievable how bad Aaron Rodgers played. He basically single-handedly lost that game for the Steelers. There was a debate of like, was that the worst Steelers quarterback performance of all time? I mean, we're talking that bad. He missed open receivers badly. He basically created that safety all by himself. Okay. See, this is why Dave asks what is weirder, the Steelers shitting the bed or the Dolphins beating the Bills. This is why you don't bet on the NFL. There's no there is no earthly reason why the Dolphins should have beat the Bills. The Dolphins are in absolute shambles, and the Bills are supposed to be one of the elite teams. So what happens? The Dolphins destroy them. There's sometimes this is the weirdest season. This is the weirdest season of the NFL. He says, I'm hoping it's not Russell Wilson part 2. This is the question. The question of the day is, what happened to Aaron Rodgers? Is he quote unquote washed, or was it just a bad game? That is the question. It's a little scary. Maybe it was because he was in LA and that's where his wife lives. Maybe he got into a fight. Maybe he came home and she had him do all kinds of chores. It's like, hey, the toilet needs fixed. You haven't been around though. You're in Pittsburgh. You better fix this stuff, mister. You need to take out the trash. You need to clean the floors. You need to mow the lawn. You need to do a lot of things, mister. I don't know. Between you and me, I don't think that wife actually exists. But hey, that's just me. By the way, Dave, I did send you that that link in Instagram. I don't know. Let's hope it's just one bad game. Dave saying Russell Wilson part 2. I mean, Russell Wilson looked great at the beginning of last year. They were 10-3 at one point. Steelers would kill to be 10-3 right now, and then it all fell apart. I don't know. That is the big question. But one thing that needs to be addressed is a problem that's been going on all year, and that is time of possession. The Steelers are getting destroyed in time of possession almost every single game, which means the defense is playing a lot more than the offense, which means the defense is going to get worn out, which means it's just going to cause problems. It's an old defense to begin with, and they're playing a lot. Let's go back to the Packers game. The Steelers were actually winning that game, I think 16-7 or something in halftime. And they were gashing the Packers in the run. They were running like crazy. And then for some reason in the second half, they just stopped running. And the question is why? And the answer I've heard is Aaron Rodgers. So, Aaron Rodgers, it seems like, has a tendency to, now he seems to have the freedom to call his own plays, but is he just calling passes all the time? Hello.
Hey, Joe.
I knew you'd wear yours too.
It's man.
I just need to vent.
I know.
So we ran the EQT 10 miler in Pittsburgh yesterday, and there are two reasons that I run races. One is for the cookies, and two is for the shirts and the medals. And we got a shirt, and we got this sweet sweatshirt too, which I was surprised at. But I finished, and I did the best I ever did, which darn near killed me. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And it said, there was a thing that said medal pickup. I'm like, yeah, okay, here I go to get the medal. And the poor lady says, we ran out of medals. And I feel bad for her because she had nothing to do with it.
No, I feel sorry for the volunteers.
Yeah. She just, I'm not gonna take it out of them. But the people who organized the event, screw you. That was total BS. Was it you that said that people that weren't supposed to take the medal did take the medal?
Yeah, that's what happened. It was this year was weird. This year and last year, it was the basic registration included the shirt, not the sweatshirt, but just the regular shirt and entry, and that's it. And you had to upgrade to get a medal, and the upgrade also included the sweatshirt. Well, people were finishing. Not a lot of people. Apparently, not a lot of people did the upgrade. So people were just finishing in let's say the earlier ons, and they were finishing you see a group of like 10, 15 people finishing, and they go up to where the medal is, and people were just taking medals. And
but aren't the volunteers supposed to be handing out the medals?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're going up, and the volunteers didn't really have the time because it was a little
right. It's a little thing on your bib that said whether you had a medal
whether you're supposed to get it or not. So,
and it was raining.
Yeah, it was raining, and the volunteers were okay. Yeah, or people were coming up and going, "Oh, I got a medal," and the volunteers were, "Oh, I'm giving it to you." Oh, yeah, I'll give it. Okay, and then all of a sudden, it turned out to. They ran through all the medals early-ish. I mean, if you were quick, if you were one of the quick ones, you got a medal. But if you weren't, then no, you didn't get a medal.
Solution: run faster.
Yeah. Now, the nice thing is, I will say this: they did send out an email that afternoon and said we had an issue with the medals. They didn't say what it was. They didn't throw the runners under the bus, luckily, and said click on the link. Put in your information, and as soon as we get more medals printed out, we will send them to you.
Now I feel bad for the email that I sent, basically calling them every name in the book. But anyway, on to the question of the day. Mm-hmm. Basically, you agree that basically Aaron Rodgers lost this game.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
100%.
Was this a one-time thing, or is this he's getting old and senile, and this is the beginning of the end?
I mean, we know the best of quarterbacks have bad days. Yeah. This was, I don't want to say historically bad, but compared to what he was playing earlier in the year, I mean, we're not even talking his previous in Green Bay. What he was playing earlier in the year, yeah, he's gotten a little bit worse. But I heard one person say, and he got a little happy feet because he got hit. And maybe he got a little rattled because he got hit, and now all of a sudden, instead of staying in the pocket, he's a little scared. So he got the happy feet moving on. That's how the safety happened. Mm-hmm. And there were times where it was like, Aaron, if you just stay there, you can get the pass off. But it was like he was like, I don't want to get hit, or I can't take a hit, and I'm going to try to run out and spin out, and he runs right into a tackle.
Yep.
It was almost like Kenny Pickett 2.0. It's like, I can spin out and thump. So I mean, the difference, hopefully he's like, okay, when you're that much of a veteran, hopefully you have the perspective of, I messed up. I need to change. I'm willing to change. And I'm willing to see what I need to change and this is, I think, the one thing that turned a lot of people against Kenny Pickett is when Kenny had issues, it seemed like Kenny was like, no, I don't have to change.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with me. Right. I'm the first round draft pick, and I had this great season at Pitt. I don't have to make any changes at all. Hopefully Aaron's
he was so entitled. He was, and that was his downfall.
Mm-hmm. Even though he did win a Super Bowl.
He was a big part of that. He kneeled down at the end.
He kneeled. He was on the field when they won the Super Bowl.
He clinched it.
But I mean, the thing is, though, I don't. You've heard so many bad things about Aaron Rodgers when he was in with. Is he that? Or is he more the, you heard good things when he was in Green Bay, even though they didn't part great. He never threw Jordan Love under the bus.
Right.
It was never unprofessional with them. So, is it a matter of, okay, I now saw what I did wrong, or I understand what I did wrong and I can change it, or I know what I have to do, or, any that change? Because it's to think you go from that to that in 1 week. Like I said, definitely could be he got rattled.
Here's my issue. Jalen Warren is doing all right. It's fairly all right, but it seems like they are abandoning the run and they're not running as much as they should.
Yeah.
This issue of whether Rodgers just had a bad day or if he's getting old, it would be fixed if they just had him do less. And it seems like the person who has to decide whether he does less is Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers is the one I'm not calling the plays, but he's, making changes at the line, and he changed it from like a run play to a pass play. So is he going to say, okay, for the good of the team, I'm not going to be the gunslinger. I'm not going to pass as much. I'm going to try to run more. I don't know.
Because Warren had a good game yesterday.
Yeah.
He averaged 5 yards a carry. He had that amazing hurdle.
Yeah.
That was impressive. Having that much of a hurdle and clearing people. Like you said, the defense, okay, no turnovers. I understand they didn't have any turnovers. They sacked the guy 5 times. So,
right.
Yes, defense was, this is not the 76 Steelers or, the 08 Steelers where you're going to have the defense keep teams to 10 points a game, 7 points a game, like game after game after game. This is not the overall dominating defense, but the defense played good enough. They got worn out, like you were saying. Run more, time possession.
Yeah.
They even games that are winning, like the Colts, games that are winning, they're still losing the time of possession. And that's going to wear down your defense. And we have, as we knew last year, we have an old defense. I mean, it's gotten a little bit younger. They're brought a couple people in, the savior Derek Harmon, but the defense is still old for defense, I should say. Cam Hayward is a couple years away from retirement, if we're lucky.
Or a couple months.
TJ Watt is closer to the end than the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of the defensive backs who are, but they're not. I mean, except for Junior, they're not young people. The people they brought in were not younger. They're closer to retirement than they are to the start. So you don't have, if you don't run the ball, and especially the way the offense was 3 and out, 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 missing a field goal, shocking. And not like a 60-yarder. It was that.
That was a shocker.
Yeah. Which, you know what? Again, it happens.
It happens. He's not perfect.
He's going to be perfect.
He's nearly perfect. He's not perfect.
But the thing is, the Steelers' defense and special teams are not good to carry a bad offense. We found that last year. And this defense does not seem to be good as last year's.
Well,
it's not bad. It's not bad, but
but we have to consider Justin Herbert is good. He's like one of the top quarterbacks in the league. And yes, they had, the 13th stringers as in the offensive line, but he is really good. Some of those, like that one, I think it was a touchdown to McConkey. Eccles had him covered perfectly, and he threw the perfect ball, and there's nothing you can do about that.
I think the aggravating thing is, if you look at halftime, if the offense would have been decent, Not great, not wonderful, not, where DK Metcalf at type thing. If they just would have been, we got a few first downs and, we were able to score a touchdown when we should have. Or, hey, he kicked it out of bounds. Let's do more and go 3 and out.
Yeah.
If they could be, not horrible, but like that, all of a sudden, there's a good chance they're probably tied at halftime. And then if you're tied at halftime, you can run the ball more instead of having to play catch up.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
didn't convert a third down until the fourth quarter. That is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I don't know, and it's hard to get in the head of a Hall of Fame quarterback. But is Aaron Rodgers like Ben was? Are you able to tell when you sucked that day? Ben could, in my mind, looking from an outsider's perspective, Ben never had the ability to say, okay, I just don't have it today.
Right.
I'm going to have to adjust. Yeah, it's like he wasn't like, oh, you know what? I'm just not having it today. My throws aren't there. I'm not, if you've recreational people, if you've either bowled or golfed, when you don't have it. You're like, okay, I for whatever reason, I just don't have it.
I don't have my fastball today. That's the thing.
It just happens. And now Ben was always like, well, you know what? I'm Ben. So therefore, I'm not going to do things like adjust my game or say run more. I'm
going to throw more interceptions. I'll show you.
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is the same. I don't know if this is like all Hall of Fame or high level quarterbacks are like, you know what? I've been so great for all my career. What I can do is if I'm having a bad day, if I keep going at it, I will somehow, just like I snapped out of a good play, I'm going to snap back in. All of a sudden, I'm going to play great.
But maybe that's what makes them great. Is they don't accept that, okay, I'm just gonna turn into a shell today. It's like, no, I'm gonna keep power through this and keep slinging and eventually it's gonna get better. I don't know,
but I think part of the problem is also that, like you said, and this is a problem that Tomlin had with Ben. He could never say, I'm the head coach. Ben, or after Ben gets injured, literally it seems sometimes Ben got hit and he was woozy. Tomlin never said, Ben, I don't care if you think you're ready. You're out. Right now, you may be the best quarterback we've had ever in this franchise history, but right now, you're injured. Even you at 70%, you're going to cause issues for this team. You're going to stay out. You're going to get better for next week. This isn't the playoffs. We're going to play next week. You stay out. We're going to have the backup going. We have a backup. Tomlin never was that. Tomlin was like, oh, Ben says he can go in and play. Go in and play, Ben.
Right.
You wouldn't do that with any other position, hopefully. No, maybe he does. Maybe it's like, TJ's in there or, that, oh, yeah, you can say, yeah, maybe he got his shoulder tweaked or something. It's like, okay, oh, I know I can power through it, coach. I can power through it. Instead of saying, no, we're holding up more. We have people who can, you can be more effective with less plays going at a higher percent than trying to muddle through with more plays. But he doesn't say, but I don't know if that's the modern NFL where any coach would be able to do that to anybody.
Let's say Aaron Rodgers is feeling his age or declining or keeps having bad games. They might have to have a conversation like, do we bench him? And that could get ugly.
Yeah.
That I don't think that would go well, but that's
in my mind, if honestly though, the Chargers are a good team, but we're not talking a great defensive team. We're not a team that you would expect to throw this kind of that it's the defense. Sometimes you wonder, does our suck or is their team that good?
Right.
In this case, you could say their team played decent on defense, but sucked yesterday. It was the Steelers sucking. If this happens again and again, and because we know the Ravens are now one game behind, and it feels like you're in a horror movie, and you're the person trying to get away from the murderous villain coming up behind you, and they just getting closer and closer and closer. And it feels like, honestly, if you were what team you want to be in, even last week, you would say, I want to be the Ravens. They have the momentum. They seem to, be in better shape than the Steelers are right now.
Yep. Everybody's just making that assumption that the Ravens are going to win the division, and maybe they're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see, but it is it's going to be very interesting. But next up is the Bengals. And this is now a must-win game. This is now an absolute must-win game. If they win this, they'll be okay. It's a division game.
It's a big deal. Yeah, that makes a big difference.
But if they lose, holy crap. That could be the whole season. The whole season can go into a tailspin. We might be in not making 9-8 territory. That's how bad.
Oh no. Yeah, we could be where we thought we were after the Green Bay game of, well, maybe we won't have to really trade away that much for that nice high draft pick. Because honestly, because you talk about teams tanking, the Browns won over the Browns won over the Jets.
No, the Jets beat the Browns.
Jets won. The Jets. I mean, okay, you're right. But if you were going to say who are the two worst teams in the AFC, it would be the Jets and the Dolphins, right? And they both won.
Right.
So, I mean, it's one of those things of, and I know we did this last time, but looking at the schedule, the Bengals right now, if Rodgers doesn't have a bounce back game, it's a loss. Because Joe Flacco has proven that he will put up 20 to 30 points a game with that Bengals team.
Yep.
So the Steelers, unless the defense throws a shutout, because I mean, like I said, looking at the scores of the game so far. I went too far back. Okay, let's go back to
the Bengals are just unstoppable on offense, and they're unstoppable on defense. And in the words of, they can't stop anybody.
Anything, yeah.
So okay, fine, let's outscore them. I don't care. I mean, and they almost did. They lost by 2 points, and that was just there were like 1 or 2 plays that could have gone away. So I mean,
they were up with 90 seconds left and kicking off the ball and just said, you have to stop one drive.
Right.
Highest paid defense in the land. One drive.
And this game is in Pittsburgh, which will help. And now hopefully they know about this up and coming newcomer Joe Flacco, and know what his tendencies are, because they've never seen him before. But it gotta be better.
Oh no, yeah, because like you said, if you look at the games remaining in the year, the chances for quote unquote easy wins, I'll still consider the Dolphins should be an easy win.
I don't know.
But Dolphins Bills is like Browns Steelers.
Right. That's a big time rivalry game.
That's a big the Dolphins get up for beating the Bills, and they get up for beating the Patriots. That's their season. So I could see that. But I mean, the Bears are a decent team. The Steelers defense, outside the Browns, which we all know the Browns suck, the lowest amount of points they allowed were the Colts. Admittedly, the Colts had a bunch of that. they really, could have kept them lower. But once if you have Patriots, they kept it, 14. They really one opponent, two opponents. The Patriots only kept one. You may want to throw the Colts in there. Like I said, that was garbage time. But, they've allowed a lot of 30 points, including the Jets, admittedly early on in the season. So, I mean, Bills right now, unless we see that's only 2 games away. Unless we see a major turnaround on this offense, I don't see him beating the Bills.
Oh no, they're not. They're not beating the Bills now.
I don't see him beating the Lions. And their offense is crazy. Honestly, I enjoy watching the Lions just because of how crazy they are.
It's fun, yeah.
And right now, I think everyone's just hoping for a split for the Ravens.
That I think the entire season it might come down to that how they do against the Ravens. If they split, they'll probably make the playoffs. If they don't, they might not. It might be that simple. It might be that simple, and it might come down to the division for that too.
Yeah, and the way
I have a feeling people's like, oh, the Bears are good. It's like I don't know about that. I think they could. I know it's in Chicago, but I think they could take care of the Bears because Caleb Williams is looking good, but he's still pretty young. I think the Steelers. I mean, wow, they beat the Giants. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, who are they actually beating? So
yeah,
I think they could take care of the Bears. But yeah, losing to the Bills, hopefully splitting with the Ravens, probably beating the Dolphins, and then the last game of the season is at the Browns, and who knows what'll happen there. You just hope the Browns are an absolute mess now. What are they going to be like in week 17? Who knows?
Yeah. You hope the Browns are a mess. Actually, last game is January 4th, home versus the Ravens.
Oh, that's right, the home game against the Ravens. Okay, yeah, that'll be.
Yep.
Oh, and it says
literally
TBD.
Could be for everything.
Please don't be a night game, please. Please no more night games.
It's going to get flexed. It's going to get flexed to Saturday, I bet. Because that's still even if the Steelers are out of the playoffs and the Ravens are in, that will still be for seeding somehow, and that's still Steelers Ravens. So there's going to be. It's still going to be one of those games. Go ahead.
It's kind of a joke, but maybe it's not. I mean, I know I'm too old for these 8 o'clock games. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is too. Maybe Cam Hayward is too. Maybe they're like, I'm too old for this. It's past my bedtime. I don't know.
It also could just be flying across country.
Yeah.
I mean, the game really started at 5:30 local LA time, but as I kind of found out when I visited my dad, who lives out in Southern California. Yeah, I was out there for a week, and my body never adjusted.
Right.
No, it was like 8 o'clock at night his time, which would be 11 my time, and I was ready to pass out. This is before it was starting to get dark. It was still light. Or, you wake up in the morning and it's, 5 o'clock in the morning his time, which is really 8, and I'm wide awake, ready to go at 5 o'clock in the morning, and your clock's all off.
And they get there at I think the day before or the day. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do. Yeah.
Yeah. West Coast teams coming here, they get all messed up. Going East Coast teams going to the West Coast, they get all messed up. That is a thing. So yeah. I mean,
honestly,
it helped that there were at least half Steelers fans, but in there. But oh well.
Honestly, this whole year, not just the Steelers season, this whole year in the NFL has to be one of the more, I would say, entertaining because it's so unpredictable.
Extremely
literally, Yeah, like you have Carolina who beats who beats Green Bay at home, then loses to the Saints at home.
Right.
They go to Green Bay, they beat Green Bay, they play the next home game against the Saints, they lose to the Saints. The Bills beat the Chiefs, and then they lose to the Dolphins.
Yep.
It's literally like, and it's entertaining to watch because it isn't a matter of, oh, this is a boring game, gonna have. Oh, you've seen it too many times.
I think letdown games are a big thing. The Bills probably put everything into beating the Chiefs. It's oh, we beat them, yay! Oh, now what? It's like you play a huge game, and then the game after that, like I guarantee you, I don't know who Miami's playing next, but I think that's a guaranteed loss. They're not going to be riding this high because they're just not that good.
They're playing the Commanders.
Ooh, okay, never mind. Never mind.
The Commanders, and then the Saints, and then the Jets.
Okay.
And then the Steelers.
Interesting.
I could honestly see, this sounds weird, the Dolphins going on a 3-game winning streak.
Could be. It's possible.
I mean, look at the next 3 teams they're playing. They could be 6-7.
Yeah.
Or they could lose all 3.
Yeah, right. I mean, they did tank for Tua, so they're not above losing games on purpose. So
yeah, but like I said, this is one of those years where you look ahead. And like you said, the beginning of the year, we looked at it and everyone did the same thing. You look at the games, you're like, okay, that's probably a win. That's probably a loss. That's probably a win. That's probably, you go down the schedule. Well, the thing is, in the beginning of the year, we said, oh, they're going to beat the Colts because the Colts got Daniel Jones. And then you get to the week, you're like, oh, yeah, there's no way they're beating the Colts. Yeah, they dominate the Colts. And look at Daniel Jones. His last game, they won. He still wasn't good.
And at the beginning of the year, I know I was saying, oh, there's no way they're going to beat the Chargers in LA. And like going into the week, it's like, I think we have a shot. And they did. If Aaron Rodgers didn't have one of the worst quarterback performances ever, I don't know if they would have won, but they would have made it a much closer game. Also, if Joey Porter learns to catch a ball, although, I mean, that's like almost every cornerback ever does not catch balls. That's why they're cornerbacks, is because
that's why they're cornerbacks, yeah.
So
yeah, if you're a cornerback and you're that good, you can catch a ball. You turn into Dion. Not necessarily turn into Dion Sanders, but that's why Dion was so weird because he could catch a ball.
Yeah,
but well, look, the Steelers had a historically bad defensive back who was good at coverage. They had 2 I can think of who couldn't catch the ball if you handed it to him. Ike Taylor wasn't good into White Stone, going back, Hands of Stone, going back to the 80s. He could run with you. He could cover you. The ball got in his hand. He couldn't catch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe Joey Porter's a Ike Taylor version too, which means he's not going to be an all-time great. If we get Ike Taylor 2.0, I would be happy.
Right.
Because Ike Taylor was great. Ike was a shutdown corner. He was a legitimate shutdown corner.
Honestly, if Ike Taylor caught some of those, he probably might be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good he was.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's gonna be a wild 2+ months or under 2 months in the season.
It's going to be crazy, and every week is going to be unpredictable, and it's going to be wild, and I am here for it.
One thing I think that hurts the Steelers is looking at the other divisions. The fact that the Bills are in second place with a 6-3 record.
Yeah.
the fact that the Chargers are in second place with a 7-3 record, and the Chiefs are in third place with a 5-4.
So if they don't win the AFC North, they might not make the playoffs.
No, because the Jags are in second place in the South with a 5-4 record.
As of right now, the Chiefs, Texans, and Ravens are not making the playoffs. As of right now,
but those are tiebreakers too, for
Right.
at least for the Chiefs. That is an out-and-out record. That's a tiebreaker.
right? And
You know, the Texans, and plus,
I mean,
I can see the Texans not getting better. I can see the Texans not getting better.
I mean, the Broncos right now have like a 2.5 game lead on the Chiefs. The Patriots have what a 2-game lead, a 2.5 game lead on the Bills. Yeah, they could. The Broncos and the Patriots could fall apart, but I mean, it's
we're running out of time.
Halfway point of the season, and that's pretty.
We're
pretty
well,
big,
yeah.
thing to overcome.
I'd say they played 10 games. There's only 7 games left for them.
Right. Right.
And they played the second place teams again.
Yeah.
So if they beat the second, Broncos being the Chiefs, I think Patriots have a better chance of being the Bills. But if they beat the second place teams again, I mean, I think this is a year where the Steelers don't win the division. They're not getting in a wild card.
Right. Right. That is the clearest path. You control your own destiny. Or is it your fates? Which one do you actually control?
You control your destiny.
Okay. Fate is already set.
Yes. Fate
set.
is
We learned that from Terminator. Destiny, Mystique, those are strippers' names. Just saying.
Yeah.
Fate is not a stripper's name.
And you know what? Don't forget to tip them either. They're working hard out there.
I mean, what is the stripper going to do if you don't tip him? Tip her. What are you going to? What are they going to do? It's not like they could spit your food or something.
Well, true.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know that world. I don't know.
Well, I don't know the world either. All I know is that anyone who's in the service industry,
yes,
who's in customer service, deserves all the tips.
Oh my God.
And all the money because they have the customers.
What if a stripper has like one of those pads, like you turn like a cashier turns around and it has like tip amount on it, like 18%, 20%, 25% or something like that. I don't know. Maybe where would they hold that? They don't have any pockets. They don't have any clothes. I don't know these things. I don't know. Do you Venmo them? What if you don't have the money? Like, what? Do they take Apple Pay? Do strippers take Apple Pay? That's what I need to know. This is something I need to know.
The closest, and I'm not 100% equating this. The closest is I have gone in the past to some drag show bingos.
Okay.
And the drag performers do have their Venmo account on the screen behind them.
Okay.
For drag queens.
That's cool. I mean, who has money now? Who has cash money on them? Although you really should, because like everywhere you go, it's like, well, if you pay cash, this is the amount. If you pay with a credit card, it's like an extra 4% or some crazy thing like that. So you better. It's best to have cash with you. But yeah, and then what is the proper amount to tip a stripper? Is it 20%? Would they be mad at 20%? I don't know. I went to a strip club with a bachelor party years ago, and the stripper got mad at me because I was giving her tax advice, and she was so proud of herself because she's like, I decided to be an adult, and I I actually did my taxes this year. Yay me. I'm like, that's a really dumb idea because now they're going to audit you because they're going to wonder why you didn't do your taxes all the previous years, dummy. And she got mad. So that's my stripper experience. I don't remember tipping her either. So. But anyway, I think that's
of course I'll say this. This is what happens when the Steelers suck so bad there's really nothing to talk about.
We're talking about tipping strippers. Yeah. It's either that or we discuss, the intricacies of the Arthur Smith offense, and I'd rather discuss strippers at this point.
I hate to say it. This is not going to sound fun. I don't blame Arthur Smith. I really don't.
I wonder if Aaron Rodgers does, though. Like that fourth down play that to throw it to DK Metcalf where he was double covered. I think he I think he yelled like that was a dumb play or something like that. So I don't know.
I don't know if I don't know if it was a yelling of that was a stupid play to call or I did a stupid play.
he was yelling at himself.
Yeah, I could see it because it's like because afterwards I heard people say, "Oh yeah, Freiermuth was relatively open for an easy throw." But he never looked that way.
Well, that's another thing to consider is, from what I hear, they tried to trade for a second wide receiver at the trade deadline, but they didn't come up with anybody.
Yeah.
So now we're in a situation where DK Metcalf, who has been basically the only wide receiver that's any good, and he's getting, teams are smart. They're just going to double cover and triple cover him. And I wonder if he's going to get mad or I wonder if he's mad already. I don't know. I mean, because I think that's every wide receiver. They get mad when they don't get the ball. So
I would say this, as much as people have legitimate issues with Tomlin, that's the one thing that he somehow has the magic ability. So, look at Antonio Brown. Yes, he was crazy here, but when he left, the man's in custody for attempted murder.
He's murdering people.
Okay,
allegedly.
Well, he's in custody so he's alleged. But I mean, he is in custody. Tomlin somehow can work magic voodoo where people, handle it now. X's and O's, not the best. Handling people, he's there. So, but my problem is that, okay, again, Tomlin, just like the quarterbacks, does he know what he's not good at? Will he accept what he's not good at? And then will he delegate? Because great leaders delegate. Yeah. Great leaders know that I can't do everything.
And you have to consider that basically Aaron Rodgers is also like another coach out there.
Yeah.
He's not just the quarterback. He's Aaron freaking Rodgers. Now, DK Metcalf had 3 catches for 35 yards on 7 targets. So it's not like they're ignoring him.
Right.
It's just they haven't been able to connect for this game. I mean, there have been games where they were able to connect and he's scoring touchdowns and stuff. But,
he's not getting the numbers. He definitely is not getting the production numbers. But like you said, I understand, but you're going to be double covered because teams are willing to say, Calvin Austin, go try to beat us. Freiermuth, try to beat us.
Right.
Right. Mount Washington, you're great but you're not going to get a 50-yard touchdown against us.
I mean, it is all on Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson or Freiermuth or Washington or Jonnu Smith or someone to lighten the load and to become a threat so that, then you have multiple threats. Then DK Metcalf won't be, doubled so much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, what is it like? No one, there's no outside help. It's the help is the help is right here. So,
and then we hear that the it was the Jaguars who got the wide receiver in the trade, right? Yeah. That the Steelers offered the same thing. Jacoby didn't want to come to the Steelers.
I mean, Jacksonville sucks, but I'd rather be in Jacksonville in December than in Pittsburgh.
Well, it could be that
If you're
too,
not
but
used to the snow, I mean, I've lived here all my life, and every summer I'm like, what's Florida like this year? So I really don't blame Jacoby Myers there. I'd rather be in Florida than Pennsylvania in the winter. So yeah, because Jacoby Myers, before he was in Las Vegas, he was with the Patriots, so he knows all about Northeast climates.
yeah.
Yeah, it was snowing a little bit today. I was freaking out. Like I can't. It was like about 30 degrees today. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, every year I just get more and more disgusted with the cold weather and the snow. But then, in a couple months from now, if there's a few flakes on the ground, I'm freaking out. But like in February, if there's like, oh, only 5 inches, I could power through that, no problem. Oh what 33 degrees, oh, heat wave, I'm gonna wear my shorts that day. So it's all relative. It's all whatever we're used to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, people have to remember we're the crazy ones who ran a race a couple years ago when the actual air temperature was like 4 degrees and the wind chill was like 10 below.
Is that the
and we ran a 5K.
Frigid 5 miler?
No. It was the groundhog race.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because everyone was in the top part of the boathouse before and after.
Oh, because they had heat. Yeah.
Because it had heat.
Yeah.
But we're the people who go outside and pay for the rights to go run 3 to 5 miles plus.
I didn't even get a cookie. All they had were bananas and potato chips, and that's it. And I was going to be petty and say, "Oh yeah, if you're not giving me medal, I'm taking extra bananas or something like that." But I didn't do that. But I was not happy. But yeah.
Oh no. No, and I mean, for people who don't run, if you're not like a top runner or like someone who is younger and very athletic, after 10 miles, things hurt. Lots of things hurt.
I can
things you're not used to. Yeah, lots of things you're not used to feeling hurt.
I could barely move all day yesterday, and when I got up this morning, everything hurt like crazy. It's a little bit better now, but God, I was in so much pain yesterday and today. Oh God, yeah, it's rough. Anyway, well, thanks for coming on.
Glad to come on, Joe.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it makes the commemorating makes the sting less from yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta ask people that have been to strip clubs and see what the thing. I gotta know if they take Apple Pay or, you could tap the phone somewhere. Where are you gonna tap the phone? Where is it?
That could be. Well, you know what? With keeping it PG, there are places to attack things.
That has like a fanny pack or something like that with a little reader on it. I gotta do some research. I gotta ask some people.
I'll just say this to close it up. If you're on TikTok and you know who Badge 502 is, you may have an idea where the thing could be.
Okay. Badge 502. Okay.
Badge 502 on TikTok. I think he's on Instagram too, but Badge 502. I'll just say that for the audience.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna look that up.
Just some research for people to do.
I'll see you.
See you later, Joe. Have a good one.
You too.